Come on in the room, guys. And we have a guest today, Chief Woolly Hair is joining us today. I hope. This is my first time trying to do this, so I'll see if it works or not. Hello, Allison. Hello, Leatrice. Welcome from Belize. Oh, I want to go to Belize so bad. They say it's like paradise. Can I come? That'll be my bug out location. And then your bug out location will be here. Akia, are you here? Let me press this button. Okay. Add to stream. I think I did it. Did I do it? Did I add you, Akia? I think I did, but I've muted her or she muted herself. I'm backstage right now. Can you see me? I see you now. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to turn off my... I see that you're here.
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I hear you now. Let me turn this mess off. Hold on. Hold on. You know I'm dyslexic when it comes to this stuff.
Me too.
Oh, I think it's going to work. Okay, let me see.
Yes, ma'am. I can see you.
All right. You can see me?
Well, I can see your avatar, or lack of avatar, but I hear you and see you just fine.
Okay, let's see. How do I... No, I don't want to do that. How do I change my avatar back?
You may have to go back out of the studio and come back in. It says edit avatar. It may have it on there.
I have to go all the way back out?
Well, this is where it says leave studio. It is back you back out to you can check where you can change your avatar. You'll hit the little button up there, the 3. Maybe it'll do it. No, it'll do it right here. She left.
Okay.
Did you leave?
So go click on my little avatar button thing.
Yeah, see those? Don't go back out. You can stay right there. See the little 3 buttons on the side?
Okay, 3 buttons on the side. On
You're
the
right side of your avatar right now.
I don't have any buttons on the side of my avatar.
You should down there in the bottom. See my picture?
Oh, where it says more, maybe?
No, right here where our pictures are. You should see your picture, or I am Monica 57, and then mine, right?
Yeah, I see that. Oh, click where my name is.
See, okay, look where your name is at the bottom, then look up at the right. On the right-hand side, there should be 3 little dots.
And see, mine is not showing that.
Right.
I just hit my name and it says remove from stream, solo layout, or mute.
It should say edit. Mine says edit audio avatar. Maybe
Okay, let me see if I can. I don't know how to do this.
Back out to leave studio, and then where it says for you to, you put your name and stuff. It should say edit avatar, and your picture should already come up.
Let me see if I can do this. Edit avatar. No, I don't want that. Y'all bear with me. I got some live help with me today. Let's see. And see, I thought I was on it. I said, I am on fire today.
You did good.
My flicker done flipped out. Let's see. Edit audio avatar. I don't want audio avatar.
If you backed out, it should say edit avatar. Hello, y'all. How you doing? My name is Chief Woolly Hair, and I'm here as a guest of I Am Monica 57. And I think we're going to talk about the Anunaki today. I can't even pronounce it. But she's a sweetheart. I found her channel, just happenstance, and, She just caught my attention with her beautiful attitude. And then I got to hearing about her journey with the Jehovah Witnesses. I thought I was not a Jehovah Witnesses. I was a Christian, like many of us. Hi, Allison. And she's just a very interesting lady, someone I would like to meet, and I would probably get to know if she was my neighbor. So we've just become friends, and I'm so grateful. You don't find too many real people on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Miss Monica, I hope you find this avatar button. I'm gonna take over your show. Let me start pulling out my cards and stuff. Might run everybody away. But no, this ought to be fun. And then, Miss Monica's doing her OJT training. OTJ? Is that what it is? On the job training for StreamYard. Oh, I was not in the mood to run a whole show today, Miss Monica. So how are y'all doing? Y'all ready for Thanksgiving?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but your picture's not up there though. But
It's still not there. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess we ain't gonna look at my ugly mug today.
We'll figure it out. Maybe you'll figure it out during the show. That happens sometimes too. You just
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
anyway, the reason why I brought Miss Akia Woolly Hair on is she has a more she's been researching this longer than I have. I'm just popping into this. When I mentioned to her about Dane Calloway, she said she knows all about Dane and Big Judah, and they all kind of speak about um, people of color, specifically Negro people, being the Aboriginal people of this earth. And I putting the pieces together of every place that I've been over this 5 years, and I've been seeing like little glimmers of like the Omak people and these big-headed people in statues in Mexico that have visibly coily hair, wide noses, big thick lips that look like us before the Mayans. So I'm like, what's up with that? And it's just historic stories all over the world of these Aboriginal dark-skinned people with curly, coily hair. Even Buddha had the wide nose and the curly hair. What's up with that? So I started researching that, and it's making a whole lot of sense to me lately. And I know that Miss Akia has been researching this because when I mentioned to her, she listening to her channel, she speaks on it on occasion. So I was hoping that she could kind of share a little bit more insight with us, what maybe started her on this journey, and what she's found out about the possibility of us being the Aboriginal people of this earth. Miss Akia.
Well, so you just want to know how I got started on this journey?
Yeah, how did you get started, and what turns did it take you on?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't even know I was supposed to be on a journey about who I was, because I just figured that I always was who I am.
Uh-huh.
Not until I got on to YouTube. There you are. And you look so great. That's wonderful.
I fixed it.
So you start poking around in there, and that's when you figure stuff out. And that's basically what I did. I wasn't really looking for I figured I knew who I was. We never had any knowledge or understanding that we came from Africa growing up. There was never no talk of that, no stories of us being from another land. It never was a discussion, because why would you discuss who we are if we're just living our life, being who we are in our own culture, not interacting with any other race? There's only other race that was here where there were Asian people, of course, and then Caucasian people, but there was no we never had any close interaction with other cultures or ethnicities. We were just Americans. We were just people living in America, minding our own business, living our own land, And I still remember teaching we from my grandmother, as far as eating from the garden and stuff like that, just regular indigenous culture. That's just who we are. There was never any kind of discrepancy or any kind of question about it. until, of course, I got on YouTube. Then I started hearing all these different stories. First, I heard about the Hebrew Israelites. Then they got to talk about we were slaves and all this stuff. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I said,
Uh-huh.
okay. I just figured it as being a story, like you hear on Roots. Or, well, I guess when I was younger, the movie Roots and stuff came out, but that's all been debunked. They even went to court about that story being plagiarized, by Alex Haley and stuff like that.
Right.
You can look all that up. There's no proof or no concrete proof that anybody came from Africa other than people who wanted to come over here for work, like they do now. Like immigrants come over here for a better life, for work, for things like that. But as far as the American Negroes, or even all Negroes or Black people all over the earth, are always original to wherever land they're on. I mean, that's just scientific. The melanin in the skin, the woolly hair, the spiritual connections, all of these things can be researched and easily um, corroborated, however you say that word.
Collaborated, and,
Yeah,
and yeah, and it is
about your
not
own
just
self.
it's not just history or facts, but it's the truth. Because
Right,
the truth is different from the facts, because anybody could write something down and say that's the fact.
absolutely.
And when you
But I
look
mean,
it up
it's
in a
just
book,
common
it's the
sense.
fact. But is it true?
That's true, but I mean, it only takes, someone, even 5-year-old children can figure this stuff out. I mean, this it's basic science and biology, things we learned in like third and fifth grade. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you start talking about indoctrination and stories being told over and over again, even though they may not be true, if you say something enough times and teach it enough times, it'll be people will believe it's the truth. And you get another
Exactly.
generation that
Exactly.
went along and heard the same story, they start to believe that it's fact too, right? So, and that's just the way it happened with us. Just like every other race, every other culture, everybody's been deceived. So it's not just Black people, or it's not just anybody else. And then the mixed races and other people or other cultures that are here or around the world have also been taught a different story, even about their own history. So you really can't blame anybody until you hear the truth, or at least hear something to where you can go search out the truth for yourself. You can get information from people, but the whole point boils down to everyone needs to know their own genealogy, whether you're Aboriginal, you come from another land, wherever. You just need to research your own family, your own history, your own genealogy. There's no way you can tell somebody else where they came from if you don't
Exactly.
even know where you came from.
Exactly. And when you mentioned about, our grandparents and all that, in my own family line, I have never heard any stories from my grandparents nor my great grandparents, because I had conversations with them too.
Hmm.
And I don't recall any stories about slavery, but I
No,
have many stories of our Native American roots to this country.
absolutely.
And our my I just recently found out that my tribal connection is Lakota and Blackfoot. That's what I've heard from my history. Never that we came across, Grandpa Paul talked about being snatched from the jungle or something like that. It was always we were here.
Absolutely. And if you think about it, everybody has their own family history and their own family story. It's just been covered up by a whole bunch of crap. Once you start to sweep it away, you realize it really doesn't matter and that it was used to deceive you anyway. But,
Hmm.
once you research your own personal history, these things will start to open up to you. You'll be able to find directions, where your family actually came from, your real history. Some of us may have had family from other countries, but you wouldn't know that until you researched it yourself. You can't even almost go by the government records because they like to change things. It's like they changed their identity and stuff like that too. So
Exactly,
you have to start
because
your own
at some
family
point, they were called coloreds,
history.
and it was a whole mixture of different people that were people of color. And quote, it was that let me not even try, because I always mess it up when I try and explain it. But it's something about the census back then.
Well, they changed our name. They changed our identity for those of us who participated in the census. See, Aboriginal people, Indigenous people, do not have to participate in the government that's on their land. We've just been tricked into believing that we have to. But once I realized who I was and what the truth was, I don't associate with the government unless I have to for whatever. We're like, okay, so I Uber and Lyft, so I have to use them for that purpose, right? Um, but as far as my personal life and my decisions and things, I don't get anything from the government. I don't receive any funds or anything like that. We're supposed to be as Aboriginals because, it is our lands, but other people are getting it. Our funds are being diverted. When immigrants come over here, they're given this book, to pick out these names, and these families are actually our people who were either killed or don't know who they are, left their lands and things like that. And they're allowed to adopt these names and stuff. So then they take on our inheritances and all this stuff and all of our rights. But if our people don't know that these things are there and that who they really are, then they can't claim them. So, they're just open for anybody to come and take. And that's the whole point, for us to be to be distracted about who we really are and where we came from. So we don't research
Absolutely. And all this information is coming out. It's always been there, but it's been hidden away. But all these books that Dane Calloway speaks about, as well as Big Judah, it tells a more accurate history other than what we've been indoctrinated to believe as the truth, as this
Yeah,
is the history.
you also have to understand that all these books were written from our information. So, I mean, you can start with the books and things, just to give you a guide or whatever, but your spirituality, your ancestors, your history, it's all in your DNA. Nobody can take that away from you. And once you discover it, that you even have that information, you can research your own DNA, your own Akashic records. I do tarot readings and stuff like that. Oracle readings and stuff, and I also get in touch with people so I can see their Akashic records, their ancestors, their past lives, and stuff like that. So all that stuff is available for us. We just have to learn how to tap back into it, like like our people were actually doing before colonization. The African,
Exactly. And it brings me back, Akia, and I don't know where you are with the whole Enki Enlil, that the ancient Sumerian text, the people that the star people that came from above, these demigods. I think there's a lot to do with.
well,
I don't know. I want to say something about there's something to this whole Anunnaki thing,
you got to be
and the
talking about.
dark-headed people.
This is what I'm saying. This is where people are separating things and putting names and titles on things that are basically the same thing. It's still talking about these ancient energies that belong to the Aboriginal people. And it's not always about skin color either, because you know you could come in any form, any avatar, but I don't know. I'm just not buying the whole the Anunnaki and all these names and stuff were just that, no names, because I've researched these different spirits and things like this, and then these titles and names that we give things, or we give energies that specific energies that are attributed to different things that have personalities and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um,
But don't you think there's something to this story about them genetically messing with these humanoid beings that were here when they arrived?
well, I mean, it goes back to the Aboriginal people are the ones who have created everything. Even the other races, all these gods and all this stuff. All this stuff is all our culture that has been passed down and taught and misconstrued and attributed to other people. When it all boils down to, if the Negro people are the Aboriginal people of the whole entire planet, then everything was created by us and for a reason. Um, I don't know. It's just so much confusion with all these different names and nobody really getting to understand their own spirit and knowing who they are, and that in turn will connect you to these other entities that we believe exist, which they do, but it's not anything that's not under our control. We are in control of everything that happens, individually and collectively. Of course, the melanated people.
And see that's the whole melting pot for me, because it's a combination of a bunch of different scenarios that it may be. It's hard to explain it.
But you
You
can
know,
only control what's around you and yourself. You can't even control the people that are around you. They have to be able to control themselves. Once you take your mind and control off of everything other than you, then you're able to move in righteousness. You're able to not do not react or move in a way in such a way that would destroy nature or harm nature or anyone else. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what it all boils down to. The fight about who's Aboriginal and who's not is really irrelevant because if you know who you are
now it is for sure.
and you are moving in the spirit, in the true spirit of righteousness, then you're going to move that way no matter if you're Aboriginal or foreign. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You're going to respect the earth and you're going to respect others. And you're going to move by the spirit, which is the whole thing is supposed to be taught. And of course, the Aboriginals know this. When they wake up, they know this is something natural to us. We can move that way. And when you just like, okay, I heard one white man tell me that black people were the only people on the earth that had no culture. I kicked him out of my car because that does not make any sense. Everything comes from the culture of the so-called black people, of the so-called Aboriginals. And if you stop and think about it for a minute, you'll realize that. Okay. I don't know of anyone else with a higher spiritual content or spiritual the way they move, think, feel. Even in our Christianity and Jehovah Witnessing and all that stuff, we just move with such spirit. Everybody knows this. I mean, except for our people, for some reason, they don't get it. They don't understand, how it could ever be the original people. But if you stop and think about how everything comes from us, then why does not that make any sense? Who was before us? That's what I want to know.
Okay, the last part kind of garbled a little bit. It's like some background noises or static or something.
Maybe it's
Um,
me.
okay, yeah, but you know, I was I'm in I guess I'm kind of more focused on this whole Anunnaki thing because of the stuff that's kind of happened to me, seeing the big thing in my cabin and the vision thing that I keep having about this big black spaceship arriving in these
Now you know
beautiful.
you can manifest these things. There's no. Can you hear me? Because
Yeah,
every time I
it's
start
still kind
talking,
of garbled, but I can kind
it's
of hear you.
garbled. Let me see if I can. Let me change my computer. Let me go up on my
Yeah,
laptop.
and I realized that I could be manifesting this. I realized that because the whole Black Panther movie, Wakanda Forever. I like that. I like that kind of stuff, and part of me wants the big alien, big spaceship to come out, and these beautiful black creatures come out, elegant royalty, and they're black as midnight with sparkly skin, and they are, yeah, I want to see that. So maybe I am projecting that in my subconscious, and then maybe that's why I'm getting the vision of this happening. Um, but am I also doing? I saw this article yesterday in the New York Times about the black alien actor, French black alien actor, that he's playing the role of a black alien, and he's so into this role that he wants to do everything he can to make himself look more believable, and he's doing all these mutilations on his face, and actually cut off his, I think, his thumb and his forefinger off to where it looks more like a paw, like that. You have to go check that out. And when I saw this actor, man, it doesn't even look human anymore. It looks human like, but he's tattooing himself with like reptilian scale skin, but black as midnight. Uh, did something to his face to make his face look more reptilian like, and doing the hand thing. But when I looked at this thing, it looked like the Naga to me, like this humanoid reptilian creature. And when I looked at it, yes, it looked strange to me, but I wasn't repulsed by it. And that kind of shocked me that I wasn't repulsed by it. But But looking at that being person that's trying to make himself look like something else, it didn't compare to what this vision thing that I keep seeing, because these beings are black as midnight, but their skin is like etched in diamonds, like the universe. Exquisite features, the most beautiful people I've ever seen, and tall and slender. Nothing like this French actor's trying to portray himself to being. But then coupled with the thing that I saw in my cabin that had to have been 8 to 10 feet tall. Now, and it was massive. I mean, not like a huge giant, but a massive individual. But I couldn't see the face. I didn't see any skin, so I couldn't tell if it was reptilian or not. It was just this big, giant being in a mask. So coupled with all of that, am I manifesting all of that? So I don't know. I don't know. Did I lose you, Akia? Are you still there, darling? I may have lost Akia. Wait for her to come back. So I'm going to pop in and say hi to you guys. What are you guys' thoughts about that? Again, and I am fully convinced that something is definitely brewing. I totally think that there's going to be some type of disclosure, invasion, whether it be scripted or the real thing, because I inherently, I in my core, yeah, I think there's extraterrestrials and interterrestrials. Absolutely. I see that. Oh, I think she's back. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. She right there. Nope, don't do that. Nope, don't do that. Oh, I'm sorry, Akia. Let me try and do this again. It says that you're there. I wonder if it's because I'm in the woods. I don't know, but it's not letting me do it again, Akia. Okay. I don't know. I can't get her back on. But where was I? Talking about, am I manifesting this? And if I am manifesting this, a whole bunch of other folks manifesting this too. The French actor, and there's a lot of talk about this whole Anunaki thing and space things, and yeah. So maybe that's the timeline that we're in right now. Because I'm again, I am a truth seeker. But what Akia just mentioned, that I'm perhaps maybe manifesting this, I hope I'm not manifesting this as my truth. But then again, we are creator gods. We got to create our own reality. This is weird. This journey as a spirit being having a human experience, this has been a trip. Okay, more. Let me turn this off. Add me again. Okay. Go here. And cursor, add. See if it works this time. Did it work, Akia?
Is that better? Can you hear me better?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's my internet service here too. I'm still in my garden shed, but some days it works and some days it don't. Did you hear any of the stuff I said, Akia, talking about the Anunnaki and how I may be manifesting this and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I heard you, and it's possible that you are, but it's possible that you might be also connected to the Anunnaki. It could be your bloodline. It could be why you're actually seeing these things.
And
Um,
Akia, I wanted to talk to you about that. Maybe we can do a reading on that. But I have this, I'm not afraid. I'm just not afraid
you should never be
of the
afraid.
Anunnaki, even if the Anunnaki looks like this lizard dude that I saw yesterday.
Well,
It
I'm gonna tell
didn't
you,
frighten me at all.
religion has taught us to be afraid. Religion has taught us, don't use tarot cards, don't seek divination. I don't know what that.
But I'm saying I was
Divination,
not afraid of. I'm not afraid of it.
you
Actually, I'm like,
shouldn't
oh,
be afraid of it. All it
what's
is that's why I'm saying it might be your bloodline. It could be something that's connected to your history. That's why you have to go inside and figure out who you are. A reading would be good. You can do a private reading. That's fine with me. So you can find out what to do and where to go next, and that'll lead you to your next,
Mhm.
whatever your next
I think
ascension.
you're right about that. I personally believe that I might be some type of hybrid. I do.
It's possible. I mean, if you're feeling that, that's what
But I
spirit
promise I
is.
won't eat y'all like chicken.
But that's what spirituality is. That's what the spiritual connection is. That's what ascension is. Finding out who you are. It's going to be something different. It's going to be something that you're not used to. It's not going to be the norm. It's not going to be what we've been taught and indoctrinated with. None of us
Mhm.
have been taught the truth. Just understand that. So when you find new things and new information, search them out. There's nothing to be afraid of.
And
Nothing
I'm
at
not.
all.
I'm not. Now, back in the day when I just got out of the Jehovah's Witness cult, is what I call it now. There's no way in the world I would have been touching it or in researching, reading crystals, astrology, sage, and none of that stuff. Tarot cards. Oh Lord Jesus, no, I wouldn't have done none of that stuff until, I don't know if you call this your third eye opening, but or I just had the realization that I know that I'm an eternal being. I know that I am not this. I am not this. I am in here. And that freed me so much to explore and to look and to dig. I'm fearless.
Well, that's the whole point. To realize that we are eternal beings, that we don't die, we just transform. So what is there to be afraid of? Because that seems to be the big thing that everyone's afraid of is dying. So if we are energy and we just transform into something different or a different lifetime or whatever the schedule is, then what actually is there to be afraid of? What actually is there? Fear?
Yeah,
Um,
it's still crackly a little bit, but I can kind of make out what you're saying.
really, you can't hear what I'm saying?
It's like crackly. That's why I keep turning my head, trying to listen real careful.
I don't know if it's mine or yours. Because I've
Yeah, I'm
changed
not
over to
moving,
my
and I took
laptop.
off. Let's see. Let me turn my Bluetooth on and just to see if it sounds better. Oh, but I got to do something else. Hold on.
You
We're
don't have
having.
the YouTube page open, do you? Just use the StreamYard.
I don't think so. I just go directly on to my browser and hit StreamYard, and I go from there. I don't go through YouTube.
No, I don't understand.
So I don't get it either. I don't get it either.
It seems like when you move, that's when it crackles, or when I'm talking.
Okay.
Is it a Bluetooth, or do you have a set of headphones or something?
Um.
They said
See, like
earphones.
right now, when I move, nothing
So
happens.
it just crackles when I talk.
Say it again.
It just crackles when I talk.
Yes, just crackles when you talk.
I don't know because
I don't get it
I'm on my
either, but I can
laptop.
still kind of make out what you're saying.
That's not good.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Um, I don't know. There's. I'm just speaking. Okay, I realize that we could be in different dimensions, and we're manifesting this, and um, I'm just kind of looking at everything that's happening around us in this realm, in this dimension, what's happening on the news and the earthquakes and all of that stuff. What do you think about what's happening in our world in correlation to um, what we're
Well,
supposed to be doing?
what you're seeing out in the physical 3D world is actually what's happening within the Aboriginal people. So everything that happens within inside the Aboriginal people is reflected on the outside world. So the way things are changing, everything that's falling and stuff is because the Aboriginal people are waking up and realizing who they are. That's the only thing. That's the only way I can correlate it. That's the only thing I understand, because I understand what's going on within me, and spiritually, all I can do is tell you. Unless you're experiencing the same thing, you wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about, right? But that's
Exactly.
all it is.
Because
It's just
I've never thought this has never entered my mind. But
yeah, we're just
5 years ago, when I had that, what I call my come to Jesus moment, when I hear this voice that tells me stop doubting me, that's when this whole thing started. And from that point on, it was like something just turned on.
well, people can say that we're who we are, we're African slaves and we're nothing, all they want to. But the simple fact is, like, when you see the merkabas in the sky, the lights and all that stuff, and it's all of our energies. It's the original people waking up all over the world, coming into who they are. They're meeting their higher selves. It's all, and you're all just seeing the reflection of it. You're just seeing the 3D reflection of all that, what's happening within inside. That's why if you talk to certain people that know the truth, they will tell you this, and they are fascinated by us. And some people want to run to us, and some people want to run from us. Just depending on where your spirit is. You know what I'm saying? Because if we're moving in our righteousness and where we're supposed to be, what you see now is what will happen. So as long as we continue to wake up, this world will continue to fall.
Yeah. And I can hear bits and pieces again. Something's wrong with the sound here, because every time you speak, it's just real staticky. I don't know if I'm just hearing that, or if the folks in the room are hearing it too. So it's real hard to hear. So we'll have to do this again, Akia. But thank you so much for coming on with me uh, today. And I'm going to try and figure out what happened with our sound to make it better, because I'd love to have you on again.
Okay, no problem. Or we can also use my channel. I don't know if that would help with the once you find out what's wrong with the audio,
Yes, please. And if you
we'll
could,
figure it
Akia,
out.
would you drop your link or whatever, so if people want a reading with you, they can contact you directly.
Sure.
Awesome,
If I
awesome,
can put this in
awesome.
here.
Thank you so much, my sister.
I'll do that. And thank you so much for having me. I'll talk to you
All
later.
right, all right.
Bye.
Let's see. I think I said hi to Allison and Leatrice. Let's see. Allison, you still have to wear a mask wherever you go, but it still feel nice because we are breathing nice fresh air and eating nice or nice organic food. It's just totally different environment. So evidently you must have moved to the country, Leatrice. I must have missed something. Let me go back. Oh, Belize. That's right. You were in Belize. I've heard a lot about Belize, and someday I would really, really like to go. They said it is like paradise there. Oh, thank you. You said I'm welcome anytime. Awesome. Thank you, darling. And the same here. If things get rough on the beach, come on to the Ozarks, girl. I have you milk some goats if I had one. Goats are stinky. Are there restrictions in Belize? That's what it was. Yes, you still have to wear a mask everywhere you go, but yes, because you're so close to nature out there. Enjoy it, girl. Absolutely. Hi, Hilda. Let's see. There's evidence of Aboriginal. The evidence of the Aboriginal are still African based people. The Olmecs and Mayans, who are known, are originally Black, used African art and animals within their culture. Also, the architect. And I hear what you're saying, Golden God, but what if Aboriginal people all over the world were people of color? And there were already people of color already in the Americans before the immigration or the migration of peoples from Asia or other places, European countries, migrating here and encountering the original Aboriginal people of the Americas, which were not the typical Native American we classify as Native American today. Yeah, I think there's something to that. That I think there was a huge plan to make all the Negro people believe that they came from Africa, when the fact was they were not. They were the original people here. But it seems to me that there may have been a plan to take their land away from them, to displace them. Like they displaced the Native Americans, the original people were originally in that mix. Check out Dane Calloway. Please check him out. Jacqueline, hi, sweetie. The fight for America isn't even worth it. We need to go to the source, which is the motherland. The source is always better than fighting for the Africans, baby nations. And say, I don't know. During some of my research, and I may be totally off on this, which I often am. Maybe not. I take that back, because my gut is still leading me a certain way, and I feel it. But see, I lost my train of thought. The motherland. I don't think Negroes are related, or the same way they have different nationalities of people, like African. What type of African? Not type of African, but what are you Nigerian, or you're Ghanaian, but you're from Africa. And it's a whole different genetic pool there. But what if there were people here in the Americas that Christopher Columbus himself wrote down and said that when he first got here, he saw people that were black with woolly hair, dressed in beautiful garb, and there's something to that. So when you say the motherland, for the Negro people, this is the motherland. If what we've been taught in history is a lie, that we came from Africa, what if we didn't come from Africa? And they just said you just came from Africa. So we can't stake a claim to our land. Go check out Dane Calloway. And Sister Dane Calloway and Sister, I can't remember her name. If anybody's in here, you know who I'm talking about. Sister, she's with the Waka tribe, I think. Anyway, she's been doing a lot of research as well. She ain't playing at all. Check her out too. If anybody knows the person I'm talking about, please let me put it in here so you guys can check her out as well. We call ourselves Israelites, Moors, Aboriginals, etc. Everything but African. Okay. And we agree there. So are you saying, Golden God, that um, when you say the motherland, though, you say the motherland is Africa, are you insinuating that the Israelites originated in Israel? I'm a little confused. House of Ra, Universal Mystery. Hello. So, so-called black folks are the only ones whose first ancestors was not birthed on earth. This is the Holy Grail. Okay, let me read this again. Okay. So-called black folks are the only ones whose first ancestors was not born or birthed on earth. This is the Holy Grail. And when you said that, something sparked in my memory that I heard Cosmic Agency Gosha speaking. She was talking to Swaru, a Palladian um, person that Gosha's had been in contact with, that's in our system, space system, to where she can communicate with us. But anyway, I remember asking specifically about black people, or either I did or somebody else did. But anyway, she said that there is a race or a planet of people that are black that own that's nowhere else in the galaxy except these people. And she referred to them as like a priestly class. They were special, something special about them. It's funny that you should. See what I'm saying, guys? I think there's something to that. I don't know how it correlates. I don't know if I'm manifesting this. We're all manifesting this, but there's something to this. That's how deep the rabbit hole goes. And then when you said that House of Ra, when I think about going down these rabbit holes, maybe that's sort of part of the game or the trap too, to keep you going down these deep rabbit holes for what? Because the reality is, if you come out all the rabbit holes, we are sovereign free spirit beings. We live on forever. So what's the point? Is it because we're living this human experience and we're manifesting the whole Anunaki and going down the rabbit holes? It's exciting. It's like a game. Could that be it too? Could this all just be a big old hologram? And we're all active participants in it. Wouldn't that be a trip? Yeah. Golden God, we can create that. I feel like with Anunnaki, we should be careful not to have Jesus Messiah syndrome, where we are waiting for our Savior. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. If a spaceship was to land right here in the field, and this thing being beautiful or lizard like come out, and if it demands or insinuates that it wants me to worship it, hell to the no, no. No, I'm not worshiping anything. Anything that comes, I'm not worshiping anything. I know that I'm a sovereign free spirit being. I'm not worshiping nothing at all. Now, if the voice that I heard, that when I called on the name of Jesus, and I heard this audible voice that told me, Monica, stop doubting me. I don't see that being, that entity, whatever I heard, as Almighty God, that I need to worship it. I feel a kinship to that voice that I heard. But do I want to worship it? No. Now, if that voice was to come again, I say, thank you, my brother. That's the way it felt to me. I have no desire to worship anything. So no. And in the vision thing that I keep having, when these beautiful black beings appeared, they were performing all kinds of miracles, and people fell down dead. Grown men just died of fear. These beings resurrected them. They were moving massive things, just showing all of their power and their skill. And people were scared and crying, and many were bowing down, worshiping these creatures or these beings. But in the vision, I didn't worship them. I didn't feel compelled to worship them. However, I was not afraid of them either. Yeah. So I think you're right about saying that. If anything comes, guys, um, I'm not worshiping nothing that comes. Hey, Capstar. Anu, I'm glad you're here, Anu. I guess you're not mad at me no more because I took a picture a long time ago with somebody. You reprimanded me because of it, but I tried to explain that to you. Um, but Anu, I am seeing. I saw the macabre. I'm seeing orbs. I saw a tall being in my cabin. You told me that I had a protector ship there, and the spot that you told me to look where the protector ship was, that's where I saw the macabre. So I thank you for being here. Luana, hi, darling. It has to be some type of disclosure. The veil is very, very thin, Monica. Absolutely. 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 Um, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Luana. I think right now is time. And Anu shared this with me too a couple of years back, of how important it is that we stay in that high vibration by our diet, what we take into our minds, and just making sure that everything that comes into our vessel that houses our spirit, we need to monitor all of that. And you guys have noticed how we have been bombarded with all kinds of things happening all over the world to throw us off, to push us into that lower vibration of wanting to get back at people or get us into that fear or hurt or vindictive mode, anything to distract us from staying in that higher vibration. It's imperative that we stay in that high vibration. And as far as this disclosure, I agree. I agree. Something, we're on the cusp of something. Anu says, I've been in contact with Anunaki for 2 years. And I feel that, Anu. And I'm so glad that you don't know how happy I am that you're here, um, because I feel a kinship, or maybe I have to say kinship with them. That I don't fully understand, and I'm thinking, Anu, if you could share this, if you could share this with the group now, um, could it be, say, for instance, like we have the Naga, which they are reptilian, but they're benevolent beings. But there's also the Dracos, which are not. They're very malevolent beings. Um, let's see, attend flight school, a lot of craft on my page. And Anu talks in code, guys. He used to get so impatient with me when he would speak to me often. And I have to kind of figure out what he's saying. I should be there. You want to come in? You want to come back in, Akia? Is that what you're saying? House of Ra, there is Arcturian star seeds who had volunteered to come to this planet to assist in the awakening. And Anu is here to, could it be that we're all star seeds? I know at one time, part of me feels like I chose to be here. That I'm supposed, I keep getting this feeling every single day that started 5 years ago that I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm supposed to be doing something, but I don't know what it is. And that's how I was when maybe Akia can help me with this. But it feels like I'm at the door of this massive library with all the information of how to Pinterest, everything is there. But the things that I really want to know that's just here is in my throat. I want to know it. And it's like there's a barrier here. And if I could just open the door or just turn the key and all this information is there, but I also have the sense that I already know it. I already know it. It's so what am I here for? What am I here for? Not in Texas. Oh, it's a choice to wearing a mask. 90% don't wear a mask. Yeah, Texas is a whole nother galaxy. And I'm a Texas girl too. Let's see. Goldenrod. Then if that's the case, we would have to accept the fact that these aboriginals around the world are less civilized than ancient Africa, because throughout the architecture, the people all of people of, throughout the architecture of the people all over the world, there was structures. There's structures all over the world, including the Americas. So they weren't savages here. There were these pyramids and structures and all of this stuff all over the world. So there was civilization all over the world. Now there might be pockets of little monkey people, in the jungles somewhere, but for the most part, yeah. And again, things are melting. They're finding stuff in the ocean, the whole Atlanteans, whole civilizations. There's a lot that we have not been told. There is some manipulation here to keep us from knowing certain things or keep us from waking up. However, we are in the age of Aquarius, the awakening, the revealing. It's time. It's time. Wakey, wakey. We all have our own truth. It's important to find out your own genealogy. Yes. Yeah. Because mine could be different. Uh, you know, since I've been having these encounters the last couple of years with maybe the Anunnaki, maybe because it is in my DNA. Possibly. So I think you're spot on with that. Of course, we need to know our own genealogy. Also, in one of King Tut's tombs was cocaine leaves, which proves he was in the Americas and brought our intelligence to the Americas. Wow, I didn't know that. Hello, Eric. Welcome. Golden God says, you have to understand, once you disconnect from Africa, you lose the fight and you give the enemy what they want. You guys are playing exactly into what Jewish scholars wanted. Please study Egypt, Egypt mania. Yeah. And I'll gladly look at it. Thank you for sharing that, Goldenrod, because I just want the truth. If that's the truth, great. I'll gladly accept it. But I'm looking at everything, and right now, I'm going to check out what you're saying here. But right now, the track that Dane Calloway and Sister Kathy, I think it is Sister Kathy, is on, there is some legitimacy there that merits attention. But I will look at yours too. I'm looking at everything. Allison, we have all been deceived, no matter the skin color. Absolutely. Because the same history we've been told, uh, that I grew up with, the other people that were in the classroom with me, we got all that same information. So the same information that has been indoctrinated in me is indoctrinated at them. Yeah. We've all been deceived. Absolutely. Sun nails. Hi. I feel like where you were born is your native land because it is where you were meant to be just a thought. Wherever you physically are born is your motherland. Exactly. And that's how I feel too, wherever you were born. Say, for instance, you have two Nigerian parents, but that's another way, two Nigerian parents, and they have a child in America. Is that child a Nigerian or is that child an American? We're talking about genetics. Where were their parents born? So, I, you see what I'm saying about that? If my parents, grandparents, my lineage never lived in Africa, always existed here in the Americas, this is my motherland, despite I'm being classified as an African American. My people were here. So I don't know. Allison, we are all waking up, the human race. We all have higher selves. Yes. And I'm glad you said that too, Allison. What if all this stuff about the Aboriginal people and all of this is another thing to throw us off of who we really are? And that is sovereign free spirit beings. That's another possibility. And it doesn't matter what skin color. It doesn't matter what avatar or what meat suit you're wearing. You know, you could be a Gucci, Versace, or you could be Walmart dollar store. It's still a skin. It's not you. And I think the meat suit was a way to further divide us, further push us away from who and what we really are by confusing the meat suits. That's the chosen suit. Your suit is chosen? Man, I wish I had a chosen suit. What is the truth? What is the truth? When I say the motherland, I mean Africa. I knew that. Africa single-handedly powers the world. Are you aware the Zulu culture is seen all around the Mayan culture? Ancient Nubia outdates Americas. Okay, I want to research that, Golden God. I really do want to research that. If you could maybe drop a link of just something to get me started, of something that you would recommend, I would love to look into that. Awaken, let's talk the game of life. Yeah, it's a game. I think it is too. Let's see. When I was in school, I learned about the slave trade. I never believed it. No way all those people could have survived those conditions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And granted, I didn't. I just kind of say, oh, okay, early on. But when you really sit down and critically think, that was quite a feat. Quite a feat. Hilda, we have all the answers that we have forgotten. We are awakening to who we are as melanated people. I see many of my elders make this mistake. To this day, to this day, the pyramids in Egypt are up strong, whereas pyramids everywhere else were being all held up by construction. Africa started masonry. Masonry. That's a nice, not nice, but that's a strong point that I'm going to definitely look into. Thank you for that, Golden God. Sun nails. The distractions are to stop us from ourselves, to stop us from learning ourselves. Ah, I like that, Sun nails. The distractions are to stop us from ourselves, to stop us from learning ourselves. Hmm, I like that. No, the Naga are Asian. The Naga are Asian. Well, have you heard of Fleur Brun, Golden God? Because she speaks highly of the Nagas. Um, and she is a melanated woman, Brazilian, I think she is. Brazil? I think Brazil. So Nagas are Asian. Hmm. The research that I've done, though, the Nagas were these reptilian-like beings. Which one of those is it? I can't think of the name of this particular one, but I remember seeing a statue of this reptilian woman dressed like royalty, and she's nursing her child, a nursing reptilian type being. And it showed it looked dark. It didn't look Asian or the typical, uh, yellow skin. Um, Kushites, Kushites, not reptilians. You have the Naga of Angkor, what in Cambodia, the Naga of early Japan, etc. And see, I've never heard that about the Naga being Asian. I'll have to look into that. Sunnails, I was just asking that question if we are all star seeds. Um, in star seeds, light workers, we're here for a reason. We're all awakening for something. Because who has these thoughts? Who, I mean, who has these thoughts? I can't imagine. Again, I would have never thought any of these things 5 years ago. But all of a sudden, all of this stuff is coming, which is foreign to me, but I feel compelled to keep digging, to keep pushing, like I'm supposed to be doing something. So does that make me a star seed? A light worker? I'm here just I'm waking up, so I'm trying to wake other people. Hey, something happened. Wake up. What's happening? I don't know. Luana says, that voice could have been your inner self saying to yourself not to doubt yourself because we all are little gods. I like that, Luana. Yeah. And someone else mentioned that to me when they said, I keep talking about that voice, and they said that voice is you. That voice is you. And if you think about it, if we are all facets of source, again, that voice that I heard was my own voice. Maybe that was myself waking myself up. to a certain point to keep waking up. I don't know. I don't know. But I concur definitely that we are little gods. We are all facets of source. Um, when I say architecture, I mean not only as African pyramids, more advanced, but ancient Egypt, in fact, ancient Nubia outdates every structure in the world. Dr. Ben proved this and many more. And again, I need to go look at that. I need to definitely go look at that. So, how far advanced is Africa now, Golden God? I wish I could get Akia back on and have a see. I love discussions like this. To have Akia on with Golden God up here, it would be awesome to have Anu um, involved in this as well. Golden God, what it all? Come on, y'all. We are trying to learn and sort this out. This is not a place to fight. Let's have we can debate, not debate. Let's talk about this logically with critical thinking because I'm here for truth, no matter what that truth may be. Oh, it says 11:11. Right when I said that, it was 11. One. We've been on 1 hour and 11 minutes. Yeah. So that's what we're looking for here under colonial power because you guys choose everything but Africa. And I'm not choosing anything, Golden God. I am simply seeking the truth. We've been told a whole bunch of stuff. My only goal is I want to know the truth. And whatever that truth is, I don't want to put my twist on it at all, but I'm not willing to accept what anybody tells me. I got to know. I have to know for myself. Infinite. The people in the Americas, etc., had people come over here from our cousins in Europe because they were too unruly for them for us to make sure they did right. They then they then overturned the prison and took over. So who are your people? Infinite, who are your people? I'm going to go ahead and read this. I see you. Just as I suspected. That's like me asking how far has America advanced, laughing out loud. Under what under your master's powers? Okay. Please understand the American pyramids literally cannot even stand up straight without construction support. Nubians literally stand scot free, no assistance. And that merits research, absolutely. I'm going to look into that. They were able to do this because we went dormant, the original people of the Americas, and we went to other worlds. Seriously. They were able to do this because we went dormant, the original people of the Americas, and went to other worlds. Seriously. And that would make sense too. If these special people didn't originate from here anyway. So what this is a little confusing right now to me with that. With that. If we are going to say Americans or Aboriginal, why are they using African animals? I guess they went over for a sleepover. Oh, I don't know. This is getting to a point where I don't know how this is going south. It was getting hot in here. Hold on, let me open the door. I'm still in my garden shed, y'all, and it gets hot in here with the heater. Are you also aware the god Beset is actually originally from the Congolese short people? So how did that end up in the Americas? There's a lot. Thank you, Golden God. Put that link in there. And Akia, if you and he's still in here, please drop a link in there that could help um, bring home the point that you're trying to bring. Because again, we're here just to research and learn and look at everything. And did you consider this point? No, I didn't. So I want to go look at that. So I thank you both for for putting your comments in. This is not about race, color, or creed. This is only about the truth. I'm 100% with you with that, despite me want to manifest the Wakanda. Uh, and that's part of, I guess, the ego part of me, because as a spirit being, none of that matters. And I realize that. But the ego part of me, Wakanda forever, you know. So thank you for bringing that again to the forefront, Infinite. This is not about race, color, or creed. This is only about the truth. So those generational curses, get the hell off, get the hell up, all of us, all. The truth has to be set right. Yes, otherwise we will continue to die. Yeah. And when you say die, you mean die in this meat suit, because we will never die. Our spirits will never die. But I believe that we have the capability of living forever in our meat suits in the perfect condition. I think it's attainable. So I would like that too, um, for us to squash all of this and get on, so we don't have to die anymore. However, if I do die, I know that I don't. I'm just losing the meat suit, and it continues. Everything that is part of technology is a distraction. I agree. I agree. We are we are the technology. We have the ability to do what the technology does, but because we're so focused on these devices, we get distracted from going deeper within ourselves. Absolutely. Just watched a video yesterday. Ia, I think it's AE, AE or Ia is her channel. But anyway, she says that she's a Palladian star seed, and she was bringing home this point. She says that we don't realize how powerful we are. She says right now, and it has everything to do with quantum physics and controlling our minds and energy and focusing. She says we could walk through walls right now. We could levitate right now. We could read minds right now. We can time travel right now. It's all there. It's all there. And technology, that's where I was going with that. Technology, she says it is a distraction. All these EMF waves and microwaves and stuff is messing with us. So we have to push ourselves, get these electronics away from us, sleep in total darkness, no lights, no sensors, cover that stuff up, unplug as much as you can. And and connect without all these other distractions. Not threats, the truth. That's it. Truth that we all have to be able to deal. Eric, do not let imposters tell us where we are from. I am you. This is our home. We are here. This is now. And again, Eric, um, all we have really is to go within and what resonates and what resonates. And I think that again, everybody's journey is different. We're all facets of source. We're all the same. However, we're having a total individual experience. And everybody's experience is different. It cannot be identical. And that's actually, I kind of like that. So my journey is totally different from yours, Eric, and Sun Nels, and everybody that's in here. But we're all one at the same time. Now is all we have. Each moment is a creation, is balance. Live in the now. Manifest the reality that we want to live in right now. Allison, yes, I resonate with that statement from Eric. Exactly, that is what I mean. I'm not attacking people who want to believe that we just landed straight in America. I'm showing you guys the disconnect the elders have from what everyone wants, Africa. That definitely warrants further investigation by me. Thinking is the hardest work one can do. See how hard people avoid being aware. Yes. Thank you. I highly suggest General Seti. Now, Golden God, I listen to General Seti, and if I could listen through, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, but is he the one that talk that is always saying, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? And he's really loud, and it's hard for me to follow him. But the times that I'm able to sit down and really listen and try and filter out the profanity and the you know what I'm saying, there's some information there that piques my interest, but it's difficult for me to listen to him if that's the same one I'm thinking of. But I have listened to him as well. He absolutely smashed the proof that the American Aboriginals and Africans are the same people. He absolutely smashed the proof that the American Aboriginals and Africans are the same people. So are you saying that he was trying to prove that they are the same, or he was trying to prove that they're different? I'm a little confused. I may be reading it wrong. Whatever you are doing is exactly what you're supposed to do. Oh, thank you, Sun Nels. That gives me comfort. If I could just tell this stirring inside me, look, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Leave me alone. Because every day I wake up, from the time I go to bed to the time I open my eyes in the morning, I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And I'm going through the motions, but I feel like there's still something else I'm supposed to be doing. Most people, when given two choices, take a choice, but they know they're not true. Thinking is free. Yeah. Yeah. Most people aren't flesh. My people aren't flesh. They are spirit beings. We all are. We just walking around here with these suits on. We made this flesh because this is what we wanted. And now we're learning to be spirit and flesh together. Okay. I like that. I like that. I can't, actually, I kind of hope that's the case, that we are spirit beings that became flesh, and we kind of want to continue having this human experience. But me personally, if I had a choice to go ahead and just lose the meat suit and go on back to source, um, or if I had the opportunity to stay here on the earth in this meat suit that I'm in, knowing that I'm a spiritual being in all full power of self healing and just perfection, yeah, I think I want to stick around for a little bit to see what it's like to live on this planet the way we were supposed to live on this planet before I go off to another adventure. We can take these bodies with us wherever we want. It won't be the same anymore. We are all one, but different, but the same. And I understand that. I 100% understand that, Sundowns. Everyone has their own way and everyone has their own truths, but we don't have to force anyone into any way. Just be you. Wow. Thank you, Sundowns, for that. Listen, I love you all, but my thing is that we all die. And I am from a place where this type of disease is a discomfort. Do not, where I, hold on. I am from a place where this type of disease and discomforts do not happen. Also says this in the Bible. Is that the spot where Yeshua says, "My kingdom is no part of this world"? This paradise earth, next dimension, fifth dimension, that we are shifting into. Is that what you're speaking of? Because if that's the place, if that's what we're shifting to, that's the direction I want to go. I want to go to that place. I word things in a way to ignite a fire to get you with more than the desire for the truth. Oh, I got to read this again. It says, I word things in a way to ignite a fire to get you with more than the desire for the truth. The truth. So my truth could be different from somebody else's truth. Is that what you mean? So that's why you're trying to ignite a fire to get me with more than searching for truth. What am I looking for if I'm not looking for truth? My people are your people too. We're everywhere. We rule the universe, but not in the way these people have been doing it. So, who are your people that are my people too? I want to know. 333. Awesome. We're just now coming back, and that's why we're all changing and coming back into remembrance. It's interesting that numbers have a word numb to numbers. makes us numb when we keep trying to resonate with the numbers instead of the feeling itself. Wow. Wow, Sun Nels. Thank you for that. Remember Pangia. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Remember Pangia. I don't know what that is. I've never, it doesn't ring a bell to where I've even seen that word before. All the continents were connected. And all the continents were connected. And God separated them. Hence, Pangaea. That's why and how people that look like me are everywhere. So, where was the center of Pangaea? But after this life, we have to get it right. Otherwise, it is very possible that we can't be united. And this mission on earth as a whole may be over. With this is with love, but all true. Okay, now it's getting cold. Hold on. Let me get the door. Sorry about that. That's my thermostat. It's the door. Yeah, and when you said that, Infinite, when you said, so we cannot be united and this mission on earth as a whole may be over, um it kind of sounds like the one world religion, or uniting as one. And Michael Flynn, just the other day, and he's our top military commander, whatever, he said that America, no, he says the world needs one religion. Why would our commander, the commander of the United States, say that we need one world religion? And when you said that, that's what kind of popped into my head about this one world religion, or being as one. When I look at that, you look at the one world religion, the agenda to try and do that, but then I talk about the same thing of, we're all facets of source. We're all one. There's no difference. We're all spirit beings. There should be no separation from us. But I mean, so not as a religion, it's just that we are all spirit beings here. I mean, I was trying to prove they are the same. He found many things that were in Africa way before our brothers and sisters across the water, like the Mayans or the Olmecs, even began constructing things. And I'm going to look into that, because I mean, that has piqued my interest. Absolutely. Because I haven't checked that piece out, and I have to look at it. I feel we don't have to go back to source, because we are source. And when I say, Sun Nails, about going back to source, is choose not to be in this experience anymore. I'm going to say, peace, I'm out of here. I'm done with this ride. I want to go to a different ride. And if it means that I just go back home and rejuvenate and to my next assignment, or the next thing that I decide to do, that's what I mean. Go back to source. Go back to Jamaica to get my groove back. But I definitely understand General can be hard to understand. But once you get used to him, he makes a lot of good points with truth. So it is the same person. I'm not saying that his message is a turnoff, or I don't resonate, because when I'm able to listen to him, I resonate with a lot that he says. But it's so hard for me to filter um, that other stuff. But I'll go back and try harder. Love y'all. Stay positive. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, I'm about to get off too, darling. I've been on here an hour and 35 minutes, but I wanted to make sure that you touched upon your comments. You took the time to put the comment in, and I want to recognize it. They don't just want Africa; they need the black women, which is everywhere. Look around. You can't shake her if you want to. She's everywhere. She's plentiful. They know this seriously. Yeah, there's something about that mitochondrial DNA. Yeah, um, women have been put down, and I think there's an agenda for that too. Yeah. Oh, Geo's here. I was thinking about you today, Geo. I don't believe in Pangaea. Okay, why don't you believe in Pangaea, um, Geo? I'm just learning about it today. Um, we are everything. Everyone is everything. I don't separate. I feel like we in the past did a lot of separation, and now it's about unity because we are all one. There's something to that too. Um, and I'm just going to say this. I'm listening. Let me take a sip. I'm listening to the different ideas, that the several ideas I have swirling around in my head of what it could be. We as a collective, that makes the most sense to me. We as a collective, we are energy, we are source, we're doing all of this, we're manifesting this. And maybe perhaps this is the time that some of us are waking up in various levels to recognize, hey, what are we doing, y'all? The experiment has kind of gotten out of control. I want off the ride. Who else wants off the ride? Okay, let's get together, and we got to start focusing, um, and basically tip that scale of what we as a collective want to do, because we are one. And it's kind of like, even if we can't get everybody else on board, maybe it's majority wins, you get the body moving one direction, and it'll take over. Um, I don't know. Y'all know how I think. Just out the box. GL says that's a theory, not truth. Plus, what about other continents? Also, flat Earth and inner Earth. Yep, that's another point there, too, GL. Absolutely. Atlantis. Atlantis. Once she, all these black women, blooms and opens up for real, we have total and utter abundance. It's men that's just now figuring this out now. He's looking? Is that what you mean? He's looking? Or he sees? I 100% believe there's more continents, some of them sank. Yeah. And I think so too, Geo. Because how do you have, unless we had some ocean people that lived under the ocean, and that's a possibility too, because what are these beings? I believe that there's beings that live in the ocean or under the ocean. I believe there are beings that live in inner earth. Um, but because of these shift changes and catastrophes that's happened on the surface of the earth, there's a high possibility that Atlantis, maybe it was for underwater people, or it could have sunk down. Absolutely. Watching that earthquake in La Palma right now, there's a huge possibility, if those earthquakes continue in the pattern that they're occurring, If we could have a massive shift where the ground will drop into the ocean, which would cause a tsunami and would just wipe out a lot of things. So we can't rule out natural disasters or natural disasters. We are already united. This is why we are here in the United States of America. And it's mixing all of beings. We are a unity. All beings can be on one land. But what about the world, Sun Nils? If there's going to be unity, it shouldn't just be unity in the United States. It should be unity, in my humble opinion. I would like unity in the whole world, not just in the United States. If we are all sovereign, free spirit beings, why should there be any borders? And when I say that, it sounds like that New World Order stuff. But I don't think there should be any borders. If we are sovereign, free spirit beings, we are all the same. Why do we need borders? For what? For what? Unless there's something else going on. The world, the earth is not what they tell you. Also, outer space is water. It's the ocean. So we're living under the water. Is that what you call the firmament? We're living underwater. Man, I hope somebody don't pull the plug. That would be quite messy. Infinite and Geo, they'll come back up. Utter abundance, which is what heaven on earth, like it says in the Bible, on earth as it is in heaven. Earth is a prison planet, either a prison planet or a school or a haunted house. And we decided, let's go to Earth. You never know what's going to happen down there. We paid our money, good money, to go and live this crazy mess. I don't know. What is Earth? Really? What is Earth? The universe is infinite. So many realities. Mr. Something just not look right. These are showing up just about anywhere these days. That's Mr. MBB333. He just posted something. I've been watching. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. A few days ago, I think 3 people photographed something like this big thing flying. It was looked like something was crashing. It didn't have a tail on it. It wasn't a comet. It was like something was crashing. And then I listened to Cosmic Agency, Gosha, I think yesterday, a day before yesterday, she mentioned that was not a comet. She says that was a reptilian starship being shot down by the Galactic Federation. I don't know. I just found it a coinky dink that they don't know what this is. It's not a comet. What is this? But see, I'd be wanting to go, I'd pinpoint where this thing was, and I'd be going looking for the spaceship. Yeah. Man, I know this stuff sounds crazy, but all I can say is hold on, because I think it's about to get crazier. Get your popcorn. The universe is infinite, so many realities, so many outcomes. There's more than a life to this lower reality. Yes. And I feel that too, Geo. I feel that. It's almost like I can choose which reality I want. That's kind of what it feels like. But at the same time, I guess I'm still stuck in that religious indoctrination and still kind of leaning to trying to put the Bible into it as well because of that religious indoctrination. Yeah. This has been a trip. We are grain, a speck of sand compared to the universe. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're sitting here making this big old deal about this, and it ain't about nothing. He was trying to tell them that that time and world was not where he was from, but now, new days. I'm not getting that one, Infinite. Perspective is one thing, but the truth is what it is. What is the truth? Really? They want Africa, America, North and South, Australia, Europe, and Asia. They colonized and took over the original melanated people. They. They. Who are they, Geo? All those continents have black people as the original inhabitants. It's it's the hidden truth. And I from the research that I've done too, Geo, that's what I've um, concluded with as well. But the point now is, were these people, all the original Aboriginal people, placed there by source, or as we are sourced, did we place ourselves there? What is the truth, really? Yes, only seven. If you boiled all the water with the round earth theory, there will be canyons. Nah, y'all are talking about government. When these government has been doing a lot of craziness way before my time walking, whichever one. Absolutely. History has been definitely manipulated. Those who control the history, those who control what's put in these history books and taught to the people afterwards, they control the narrative. That's where I'm coming from. What if everything that we've been told in books is a lie? And from researching and then things that are being discovered and unearthed is beginning to prove more and more that what we were told was a lie, or at least give pause to us to say, wait a minute, something's not right here. If you think it's happening, it's probably happening. Mountains or pockets of land, I don't know. The United States is a corrupt corporation. It is not a country. It never was. Celia, a tsunami of information and unity worldwide. We are the storm we are waiting for. Let's get that wave going. I love that, Cecilia. Yeah, I get that. But just from the word United States, I was just saying the word unity is in united, which is USA. When you go into space, you drown. When you go into space, you drown. That's another good point, Gio. The Galactic Federation is not playing. They are watching, though. Yeah. And from listening to Gosha and Swaru, um, the Galactic Federation has layers for the fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension, ninth dimension, and beyond. And they're, according to Cosmic Agency and Swaru, the Palladian, kind of like our government here. They have rules and laws, and you can't do this. You have to go to this court and all of that, da 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 da. And they have some people that want to help humankind, and others like, nope, we got to follow the rules. We can't touch them. We got to let them figure it out on their own. Da 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 da. There's a battle going on there too. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna send an email to the Galactic Federation and say, look, okay, I'm not asking y'all to do nothing for us, but could you give me give me some information To give me a cheat sheet because they've been cheating on us a long time. Justice is coming. Hi, Denise. Welcome, my darling. You can choose. You are your own creator. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm struggling with. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Which one is more exciting? I don't know. Exactly, Geo. So I would have, so it would have to be fiction if it's time in the name United States we aren't or have never been, then what the heck are we fighting for? For real. Think it's time. The different extraterrestrial dropped different tribes. The different extraterrestrials dropped different tribes of people. And see, that resonates with me, Gio, when you said that. And especially when you go, that just resonates with me. The only thing that is real is Erica, am, America, am, the AMs. DNA doesn't create itself, and evolution is a lie. It's all meant to degrade melanated people. There is a creator. Um, Check out Dr. Mumbe's spiritual show on YouTube when you get a chance. I will, Denise. Because the term United States may actually be a term and not a real place. You blew my mind with making me think about this. We have to be the dumbest people ever. Yes, we are one, truly. When we say justice is coming, you have to be patient. It's a trickling effect. It happens in small amounts. It doesn't happen all at once. It would cause fear and panic. I've been wanting off the ride. Yep. Geo, it's going to be hard ascending from 3D to 5D. Physically. Physically. We are living in some strange, magical times. So excited for what's to come. Absolutely. And I am too, Gio. We're here for a reason. And I know it's confusing at times and you don't know which way you're going. And like I am, I'm a Anunaki hybrid, I'm just a star seed here. And it could be many, many different possibilities. And I firmly believe that it could be different possibilities. But right now, we're in this one. How long I've been here? Almost 2 hours. Anyway, um, in this particular reality that we're in right now, right here, right now, there's a lot of things going on. So while I'm in this reality, I've been not focusing, but paying attention, being aware, not paranoid, but just aware of what's going on around us, and the possibility that we may be coming into some rough times. Um, my core says that we're gonna have some rough times this coming winter. So do what you can, put a little stuff aside. Oh wow! Someone just messaged me that they got my stove door done, my wood stove done. But he's got it done. I'm happy about that. It's starting to get cold here. But anyway, we need to prepare for what they call the dark winter. Again, encouraging all Americans to stockpile food and water for at least 6 months to a year. Just pay attention to that. Don't be scared, just be aware. Kind of like what I've been doing. Um, I want to show y'all this. Know what this is? What is that? Hold on, we turn it that way. This is 15 pounds of apples that I dehydrated. 15 pounds right there of apples. But they're delicious. Nothing on it, just organic diced apples on the dehydrator. You take a handful of it, you got an apple, pop it in your mouth, and it's delicious. Or you can put it in trail mix or oatmeal, pancakes, do whatever you want to do with it. So I'm going to be doing more of this as I catch this is on sale. And it doesn't take much space. And if we don't have any fresh apples, if you can't get to the store, at least you got these and all the vitamins and nutrients are in it. Um, I went and got these today. Oh, bananas. I got this whole thing of bananas for $3. So I'm going to sit here and slice them, put them on the dehydrator, and I'll have these bananas too. And you can do the same thing. More for like snacks. And I bet if you did soak them in water and then pulverize them, you can still make banana bread. I'm going to experiment with that and see. I've been doing my dried veggies and storing it in Mylar bags. And what I did is I just went bought um, organic. Let me show you. Yeah, organic. Can you see? Yeah, organic mixed vegetables and dehydrate them. And I was watching one of these channels. No, actually, my friend Candy sent me the link of a lady that makes, she gets like uh, quart jars and she calls them dinner in a jar. And she'll put in the dried veggies, the dried potatoes, dried carrots, different types of vegetables, potatoes, and then she puts like beef powder or chicken powder in it with parsley and da da da, all that stuff, and seal it up. And then all you have to do is open the jar, dump the stuff in a pot, add your chicken stock to it, or your bouillon or water, probably just water because you already put no chicken stock because you're not putting that much salt in it. Um, and then you just cook it and add your meat or whatever if you want to add meat. I thought that was a neat idea, and that would be a way for me to put more food away that was shelf stable, but I know exactly what I'm eating and not having to pay $50 million to these stores that do the same thing that I do. Um, so I thought that was I just want to remind you guys to put some stuff away, okay? Yeah, be aware. Be aware. Stay in that high love vibration. Don't let anything pull you away from that. No fear. No fear. Don't focus on the negative. Absolutely, Geo. Prepare, but no fear. Absolutely. Borders possible, but I'm not sure. But it keeps us in. Okay. I'm going to, yeah. I had dreams of blackouts. Yes. Have a heat source, guys. A means to stay warm. Do not, if you, by any means, um, there's a reason they're talking about the president that talks about the dark winter. They might have a little something, something up their sleeve. So have a way of keeping warm and not depending totally on electricity if you can at all help it. And I say that too because there's a lot of places there's no way possible you're going to be able to keep yourself warm if you have no power in your home. But start looking up the ways to keep like one room warm, the smallest room that you can. You can do that with those tea light candles and those terracotta pots. There's a way that you can make little heaters that'll keep you warm. That's just using those candles that helps radiate the heat. Research that to have that in your little city bug out mind prep. You like green apples? Yes. And I like them too. Gee, I'm waiting for them to go on sale because I want to dehydrate some of or you can freeze them. Yes, yeah, the banana frozen are good too. I have a whole bag of frozen bananas. I put them in smoothies, and then I also use it for banana bread too. What about the cargo ships? Yes, lots and lots of cargo ships are still out there. A lot of them got washed off in the ocean. Again, I think this is all planned. It's all planned. So pay attention. Be careful with the zombies. Yeah, I think they're coming too. I think they're coming too, and I think it has a lot to do with that G, and it is alleged or rumored that this thing that happened at Astroworld, something about the people had to turn their phones off because they were they weren't going to have a signal. And then I found out there was a huge possibility that G was turned on, and it caused a lot of medical issues. And when I heard that, it kind of brought to mind. Remember back in China, they said that people were convulsing in the streets when all this cornholio stuff started. People were convulsing in the streets. I don't know. I think there's some correlation to that. But anyway, be aware, not scared. Stay in that high love vibration. And I'll see you guys later. Till next time, my babies.